y'all. All right, let's do a true crime story. You want to do that? Let's do a true crime story. Okay, so hope y'all are doing well. I still got a little bit of a cough, but I'm working on getting better. It's just taking its sweet time. So, but I'm not coughing as much, so that's a good thing. Oh my God. Okay, so let's go there. So you've got Dr. Munda, and he came over to the United States to get a better life for himself, and he became a neurologist. And I believe he's Indian. I think Munda. I'm not sure, but it looked like I think they were Indian or something along those lines. Anyway, so he eventually met Donna, who was about 20 years his junior, as far as I understand. And they were seeing each other for about 15 years and then decided we've been together long enough, we should probably get married. She was very uncomfortable with him getting her gifts, which I thought was really odd. His, her husband doted on her and treated her like a princess. Her feet never touched the ground, and she's complaining because he's getting her gifts, and I thought that was so weird. Yeah, I mean, she would return most of the gifts that he gave her. So I thought that was weird. That was just really, really weird. But I think there was a hidden motive, which was the real reason why she returned the gifts, to get the money back. And we'll get into that later. That's what I think. Anyway, so they got, after 15 years, they got married. And I think, let's see, his mother was living with them, and then at one point the nephew, Dr. Munda, encouraged his nephew to come over here to the United States, go to medical school. You can do this. I'll be your mentor. You can do this. You can become a physician as well. Let's go. And so he did. His nephew came over, and Donna was like a mom to him, and she was very supportive and very kind and loving and sweet. And people at her job, she became a nurse, as let me see if I can say the word, esthetician, a nurse, anesthetist. And that word is so hard. It's not like you say it every day, right? So she did that, and that's how she met Dr. Munda, because she was a nurse. And so they were together for a long time, and they encouraged the nephew to go to school, and he went to school and completed his education and everything. And so what happened? Let me think. How does that look? Does that look fuzzy, or does that look weird, or what? I don't know. Does that look better? I don't know. Anyway, so what happened was they were traveling long distance. Dr. Munda, Donna, and his mom were traveling long distance. And there was one spot where it was like on the side of the road near a truck stop or something, near a gas station or something like that. Anyway, she claimed she didn't feel well, and he's like, let me drive. And she's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, let me drive. But she was trying to, anyway, we'll get to that. So then they're in the process of switching because she was driving, right? And some dude comes up to him and shoots him in the temple and kills him on the spot right in front of her and the mom. And so naturally, police, respond to the scene. Who is this person? Let's get CCTV going. Let's get, a view of the car. Let's just get all this going. And I know whenever this happened, I kept thinking, I think it's okay. I kept thinking, I mean, every alarm was going off. Every single alarm. Bells were sounding. Every alarm in my body was going, haywire. And I kept thinking, I hope she didn't set him up. I hope she didn't set him up. I hope she didn't set him up. I hope she didn't have nothing to do with this. Because it's weird. Somebody just happens to shoot him when you happen to be at this particular place out of town, long distance. How would somebody know that it was so, like, that sat weird with me. I was like, that's so odd for someone to just randomly pick him. And so it didn't hurt anybody else. The two women were witnesses. They weren't hurt. It was just weird. So anyway, everybody had thought that they were the best couple in the world. Everybody aspired to be like them. Warm, kind, loving, sweet, gifts exchanged, I love you all the time. Everybody just wanted to be like them. And so what happened? So everything that you see is not necessarily true. Okay? Milo, don't. Stop it. Anyway, likes to pull the fluff out of his bed, his cushion. We're not going to go there. Anyway, it's going to be another murder. Just kidding. Am I? Anyway, so what happened was, everything about her, Donna, was a facade. Everything was a facade. She was a fentanyl addict. She got fired. She got caught stealing, so she went to another hospital. She got fired from there because she was stealing. She went to another hospital, and then they end up sending her behind to rehab. So he married a drug head, basically. So then what happened? So then somebody had called. They didn't really say who, but somebody had called and dropped this guy's name as the person who is the murderer. And so they're like, okay, well, who is this guy, and what is this vehicle, and what is the connection, and the whole bit. Well, the connection was this. The perfect marriage, the perfect wife, and perfect husband is just not really what you think it is. So they found out that doctor's wife was having sex with the dude that killed her husband, which doesn't really surprise me because, like I said, who's going to know where you are when you're traveling and then set you up and kill you? I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me. So when she had gotten sent to rehab, that is when she met Darian, whatever the hell his name is. She met him in rehab. That's a great place to meet somebody. Anyway, her husband had found out, and there was discussion of divorce. Now, there was a prenup agreement that they discussed it. I'm sure the husband was devastated because he didn't want to lose his marriage. He loved the heck out of her, and she's just not the kind of person you should be involved with. But anyway, he didn't know that. He found out. So he's like, okay, look here. I know that we have a prenup. So basically, she would have gotten $250,000 so she can go live her life. And I guess she kind of talked to him a little bit more, and he's like, okay, I could give you $1 million because he was worth a whole lot more than that, but I could give you $1 million so you can start your life. She wasn't down for that either because she's thinking to herself, if we divorce, I'm only going to get a certain percentage. If he dies, I'll get everything. So she set him up to be killed. Absolutely insane. So basically the moral of the story is don't trust everything that you see. Don't get jealous of what you think somebody else has. Oh, he loves her so much. He gives her gifts every day. How come I can't find somebody like that? Bah, 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 bah. He was a good person. She was not. But she was faking the perfect wife and the perfect confidant and the perfect best friend, and we're just so perfect in our marriage, and our lives are perfect. And what you see that glitters and sparkles, everything that glitters is not gold. So don't get tripping off of, don't trip off of what you see. I wish I had that. No, you don't. No, the hell you don't. No, you don't. Because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Okay? Um, Skeletor, I was at someone I used to was in a manipulationship with, because he's a rattlesnake. But anyway, his new name is Skeletor. Anyway, we were at his church one Sunday, and he deliberately came over to my side, the passenger side, to open the door, and then he just got an instant boner because one of the girls from his church said, "Oh, that's so sweet. He opens the door for her." Don't fall for that shit. Do not fall for that bullshit. He's a cheater. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He has never been faithful a day in his sorry, pathetic life. So don't fall for what you see and assume, "Oh, I want that one day," or "That's so sweet and loving and he's so kind." Stop it right now, because you could be falling in love with a fantasy. And it was. Actually, it wasn't a fantasy, it was a nightmare. So, and there was another quick story, a crime story. You know what? I thought this was so bizarre. This happened recently, a couple days ago. In California, the husband is a radiologist, so he's a physician, and he was driving, his wife was in the car, and the daughter and the son were in the car. Well, the car ended up flying off into this, flying off this cliff, this very rugged cliff. And the first thing that came to my mind, okay, I'm telling you, the first thing that came to my mind was, how does a car just fall off a cliff like that? That's just, I thought, that's the first thing that came to my head. That doesn't make any sense. They didn't mention anything about drugs or alcohol or anything. They all survived. And here we go back to image, right? This family was so perfect and so in love with each other. And around the holidays, the husband would give the neighbors poinsettias and bake goods for them. And, "Hi, good morning. It's so good to see you." And all this other bullshit. And he's a freaking sociopath or psychopath, because he was driving and he deliberately went off the cliff to kill himself and his family. And when the neighbor said, they were talking to the neighbor, and they said, the neighbor was like, "They were such a great family, and he would give poinsettias, and they were just the best neighbors, and their family was perfect, and their marriage looked perfect, and everything was perfect." I was like, that should have been your first red flag. That should have been your first red flag, because no relationship is that perfect. You know what I mean? So what the hell? So everybody survived. I don't know what their permanent injuries are going to be. Doctors probably don't know. Those kids were young, are young. Everybody survived, like I said. But what is wrong with you that you would do that to your own family? So you can't fall for appearances. She's married to a doctor. He's good looking. I didn't think he was good looking, but people might have thought he was good looking. She's so pretty, and they've got a perfect little house and a perfect little job and a perfect little car and a girl and a boy. And they have so much money, and they're doing so well. And it's just perfect. No, not so freaking fast. Don't admire something that you don't know. Did I go there? Yes, the hell I did. Do not admire something that you don't know. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And how many times when one of the spouses goes crazy, or one of the partners kills the other one, or does something else crazy, how many times did the neighbors say, "But he or she was so quiet, and not overly friendly, but polite and this and that. Right. Because you don't know the whole story. Okay. So don't be envious of what somebody else has or go, oh, I wish I could have that. No, you don't. No, the hell you don't. No, you don't. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. Be careful what you want because if you get it, you might regret it. Okay. You might regret it. All right. So y'all be cool. Just want to give you a little bit of crime time. You guys take care. Like I said, I'm trying to get rid of this cough. It's a little persistent. My lungs have been through everything. I'm telling you, I've had bronchitis before. I've had seasonal asthma. I've had the big C word. I have had this crap going on 3 weeks now, and it's just absolutely insane. My lungs are going, stop it. I know. Trust me, I know you don't feel well. I know. I get it. So, anyway, stay healthy. I'm going to get some elderberry. That's supposed to strengthen your immune system. So I think I'll give that a whirl. I need all the help I could get. You know what I'm saying? You guys take care. Much love. Talk to you later. Bye.